I know what some of you are probably thinking. Mixing spirituality and politics? Witchcraft isn't political. To quote Matt Aryan from The Spirit of Rebellion, witchcraft has been political since the first witches had to go into hiding and shroud everything in secrecy out of fear of persecution. Witchcraft has been political since the first person was tortured and killed under the accusation of witchcraft.
The world needed to see what was going on.
Because to shoot rubber bullets at these people that are completely unarmed when they took an oath to protect them.
Witchcraft has been political since the first witch performed abortions to desperate women, leading to tales of killing or eating babies. Any culture you decide to look at in history, you will see a theme of witchcraft emerging as a response to the lack of power.
Earlier this month, Brett Kavanaugh was confirmed as a justice to the US Supreme Court.
It arises as a tool for justice, a tool to maintain balance and to level the playing field through rebellious spiritual practices. And in my opinion, protesters chanting through the streets is nothing short of a group chanting spells and rituals. Hi, I'm Olivia, and I'm the Witch of Wonderlust. Today I'm reviewing two really interesting books that I've received through the Witch's Book monthly subscription box. This is my third box, and it is so worth it. I will leave a link to the other reviews from the other books that I've received. I have not been disappointed yet, and I am very much looking forward to the future books that come. The books that come in this particular subscription box are focused more to go past the Witchcraft 101 books and dive a little deeper into the details of spirituality and witchcraft. So if this is something that you're interested in, or you know a witchy bookworm that would be interested in them, I will leave everything and all of the information down below for the Witch's Book. So I've got my tea. Today I'm drinking this jasmine tea. It's pretty common, you can find it anywhere. I don't really know what the brand is. I think it's Sunflower, but I will leave that link in the description below for that tea as well. I got a little sick, so my throat kind of hurts, so I probably won't be talking as much as I usually talk in most of my videos. Just a heads up. First book that I read, it's a cute and compact one written by Laura Tempest Zakroff. She is the same author who wrote one of my other favorite books on sigils. This little handbook is only over maybe 100 pages, but it's got a lot of really good and interesting info. She didn't actually write everything in the book. The book consists of dozens of different practitioners, of their voices and perspectives on today's society and political issues. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes because yeah, I need notes. Throughout the book, there are chants, rituals, invocations, working with Aradia. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I've heard other people pronounce it differently, so if I'm pronouncing it wrong, forgive me. Aradia is said to be the daughter of both Diana and Lucifer, so she is born of both light and darkness. The lore has it that Diana instructs Aradia to go down to earth and teach the men and women who desire to learn about witchcraft and the magical ways, creating her to be the first witch. She's now commonly found in Wicca as the Queen of Witches, as the Goddess of the Moon. There are plenty of rituals and spells in this book on working with Aradia. Of course, you'll find Zakroff's famous sigils peppered throughout the book. There's some good meditations and protection spells for people and for the home, for spaces. So this is a very interesting book, and it's super small and compact, and I just like how there's so much information and a lot of different voices all in one book. It's well written. The chants, the invocations, some of them are just straight poetry. They're beautiful. Okay, so this next book I ended up loving a whole lot more than I was prepared to. I thought that I was going to like it, but I really ended up liking this book. Magic for the Resistance, Rituals and Spells for Change, Michael M. Hughes. This author's name may sound familiar to you, and that would be because he is the creator of the mass ritual of binding Donald Trump, which of course is included in the book. The reason I liked this book so much was that despite the fact heavily being off political magic, it's actually a great book for beginners, with a brief history lesson of many practitioners who were involved in rebellions of their time. He writes the historical blurbs in a fascinating way, but also short enough to keep your attention. The reason I say it's a good book for beginners is because there's a lot of spells and rituals in there that anybody is able to do, and it's not aimed at only experienced practitioners would have something on hand, such as High John the Conqueror root, or uncrossing oils, etc., etc. Whereas when I first started, all I had was what was in my pantry and a few tea light candles. He gives rituals and spells that are easy for everybody to follow along with, no matter where you are in your practice. Also gives a great description on different tools that you can use in your practice and how they might be useful to you. He gives you tips on disposal of spell remnants, creating altars, sigils, creating sigils, charging sigils, how to use sigils. He talks about protection and warding magic. He talks about hexing and binding. It's all written in a really easy to digest way for anybody who's reading. There's a lot of really good information for both beginners and for people who want to use their magic to better their political system in any sort of way. He uses a lot of traditional workings, but uses them in a very modern sense. He's got a lot of humor to it, so it's also just fun to read as well. So I would say this first book is probably really good for especially people who really like deity work or high magic. And this book, The Magic of Resistance, is it's a good foundational book as well as a good book to start really doing stuff with your magic, even if you're still learning. But you can also get a lot of spells and rituals on how to better your community or do your little part on bettering the world while you're at it. So I do know that both of these books are written by the American standpoint, so they heavily do focus on the American government. However, both books give you spells for wherever you may be that you can implement this even just within your communities. It is focused on America, but that doesn't mean that it has to be contained to America. So this was a short one. Like I said, my throat doesn't feel too great, so I'm just gonna drink a bunch of tea today and take it easy. But these books had some fascinating perspectives and some thought-provoking passages, and after I read each of them, I kind of felt like I got pumped up to use my skills both as a practitioner and as a human of this world, to stand up for the other people in this life with me and the people to come, to fight for a safer and coexisting society. These books kind of left me feeling like a badass witch. I would love to know your thoughts if you've read any of these books or if you're curious on reading of these books. What's your first impression on these books? Is this something that you're interested in or that you thought about? Or maybe this is a totally different way of seeing maybe how you could use your practice. Have you already used magic in the Resistance? Maybe you did the binding on Donald Trump. Do you disagree with this idea? Whatever that may be, questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments. Keep it civil. We're all adults here. And even those who are technically not adults, I highly expect everybody to treat each other as fellow humans because we're all coming from different places and different experiences. Thanks again to the Witch's Book for sending me these wonderful books, as always, every single month. I can't wait to see what other books they have planned for the future, but that is all for this video. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. And as always, best of luck, be kind to each other, and may your gods treat you as you've treated others. Bye.
My name is Olivia. Today I want to talk about pendulums and how you can properly pendulate during a full moon renaissance. I'm also listening to music while I talk to you because I don't like the sound of traffic. I have to get into my zone, so I'm listening to ocean soundscapes while I'm talking to you. So, anyway, how you decide which way the pendulum swings is really just based on gravity. Lesson 1. Scene.
That was really good. I think I might have competition now.
Those pearls of wisdom.